Happy Tuesday. Nomadic Dan here with news that doesn't suck. And now we are somewhere around Canton, Ohio. I have the sun glaring in off of my office window, which is quite appropriate considering the outdoors makes everything better. Painting in Plein Air Employs the Senses by Linda F. Whalon, Madill Art Club reporter. Madill Record, Thursday, May 9th, 2019. Plein air painting employs all of your senses. Setting up an easel in the great outdoors rather than in a classroom or studio demands complete attention. Unlike a photograph, the subject observed is affected by the constant movement of the sun, the weather, and even sounds. In essence, all of the painter's senses are involved in the reproduction of the scene before him. Painting in nature challenges the painter to work quickly to capture the fleeting light of nature's ever-changing form. Up until the use of tube paints, somewhere in the mid-19th century, artists could not carry their oil paints with them into the outdoors. Once metal tubes were available for oil paints, plein air painting became very popular in France. Plein air is translated from French to mean in the presence of nature. Think about that for a sec. The first couple people to realize that they could take all their stuff and go outside with it. They weren't stuck inside. They're like, whoa, I can go outside? Sweet. Well, at least translate that into 19th century French. Nowadays, one can use watercolor paints as a way to take a snapshot of the subject in nature and finish the composition later in the studio. Watercolor palettes and watercolor paper in pads are affordable and convenient choices to take while traveling into the outdoors. Easels can be set up to support the paints and paper, or simply prop up the pad or paper on a lap or a rock and paint. It doesn't have to be that complicated. The choice of color, brushes, and texture the artist chooses to speak with is what makes the resulting painting unique. It reflects a fleeting movement in time as captured by the artist and embellished with her energy and her interpretation. Try plein air painting. Once you capture the scene, bring it to the Madill Art Club some Tuesday morning when member artists join together to paint on their projects. Finish the painting among friendly local folks or drop in on one of our art classes. The Madill Art Club welcomes new members. Our club is growing strong, but we always have room for you to join us on the pathway to discovery through art. A couple quick takeaways from that. Considering a well-trained mind and eye can distinguish and can understand what conditions something is painted under. Considering that, it's rather interesting to think about the effects that the changing environment would have on people, whether they're producing the art or whether they're enjoying it afterwards. Also, it's nice to hear about local clubs still clubbing locally. I hate to use the word age, as we go through life, it's a lot easier to figure out whether you're enjoying those types of connections or whether you feel isolated. Now, hearing this article, do you feel inspired to go outside? Well, there's a bit of a reason for that. Considering it's 2019, you're probably cooped up. So, go outside! Exclamation point. If you feel like going for a hike or going for a walk, if you wanted to draw or paint or take a kite out, just do it. Even if you only do it once and you take those supplies, whether it be painting supplies or a kite, and you give it away afterwards, you're still changed for it. You're still better. So, with that, excuses be gone. Remember, your news doesn't have to make you sad if you listen to news that doesn't suck.